100% raw meat and raw bones. Raw meat. 100% raw meat and raw bones.
This is 100% grass-fed ground beef.
Both me and my dogs, we actually share something in common.
We were both designed to eat raw meat.
I am addicted to eating raw meat. It's delicious, man. This steak was fed a little bit of grain, a little bit of corn, so you can taste sort of the sweetness in the steak. It's basically like very squishy in my mouth, and since it's raw, it just kind of just slides down your throat. You don't really have to chew it up that much. It's a very good feeling. It's almost it's borderline euphoric. It can feel like very primal. After I eat it, I get this urge to just kind of like howl like a wolf, you know, just like, you know. Feed my dogs 100% raw meat and raw bones.
This is 100% grass-fed ground beef.
Both me and my dogs, we actually share something in common.
We were both designed to eat raw meat.
Shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who still rule and teach well. Peace, blessing, and safety to the Lord's elect scattered throughout the four corners of the planet Earth. Pushing this word in humility and sincerity as commanded by Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And as you can see, this is an Edomite. Okay? This is an Edomite. Okay? A descendant of Esau in the Bible. Okay? And this is what they typically look like. But you do have people that look like him that can be an Israelite, you know, that could be a Canaanite for that matter. But this guy right here, oh, he's an Edomite. Remember Esau in the Bible, when you read Genesis, the 25th chapter, he sold his birthright for undercooked meat, red meat. Let's go to that. This is Genesis 25. Genesis 25 and verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over, like an hairy garment, and he called his name Esau. Right, red all over, like a hairy garment. Red, because their blood shows forth through their skin. Okay, like a hairy garment because it was referring to the garments that men would have back then, and they were red. Okay, it says, and they call his name Esau, which Esau in the ancient Hebrew is Aishah, or some say Aishashwa, Aishah, which means wasted away. Okay, wasted away. Why? Because he had no pigmentation. He had no brown. He was completely wholly leopard. Okay, he had the mark of Cain. The mark of Cain is that what they call white skin, which they're not white, they're red. It says verse 26, and after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob, and Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. You see, you heard what he said. He said that when I eat raw meat, I feel very primal. You know what primal means? Let's go look it up. I'll look up the Merriam-Webster.
Primal.
It says original or primitive, first in importance. So it goes back to original or primitive. So let's click primitive. Oh, come on. Okay, primitive. It says not derived. It says original, primary. It says, look at the A definition of the second definition. It says of or relating to the earliest age or period. You see? So he feels like his earliest ancestors when he's eating raw meat. And who was his earliest ancestor? Esau. We're reading about him right here. And we're going to read about Esau eating raw meat. And Esau had a subtle addiction to red meat, undercooked meat. It says of or relating to the earliest age or period. B definition, closely approximating an early ancestral type. You see? Closely approximating an early ancestral type. Little evolved. You see? Belonging to or characteristic of an early stage of development. You see? So he feels like his like I said, his most ancient ancestors when he eating raw meat. Ain't that funny? This is Genesis 25 and 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. You see, this guy's out there with the dogs. You see, and he probably, I ain't gonna say what he do or what he don't do, but the scriptures speak about a man that lied with a beast, and that he should be put to death. And this is why Job said in the book of Job 30. Let's go there. Yeah, me and my dogs, we have something in common. What else y'all got in common? Weirdo. This is Job 30 and 1. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision. They that are younger than I is referring to the Edomites. The Edomites is ruling over the Israelites. The Edomites is ruling over Job right now. It says, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision. And a derision means to be a laughingstock, the butt of every joke. It says, whose fathers or forefathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. You see, so Job wouldn't even let these people, these Edomites, because when you read Job, the 30th chapter, keep reading all the way down to verse 8, you'll see that it's going into the Edomites, the wicked. Okay, Esau, who was pushed up into the caves and dwelt in the caves. This is why they used to call themselves Caucasian, which literally means cave dweller. But they removed that definition from online.
Was fed.
So you see, let's go back to Genesis. So he said you heard him, he said he feels very primal, Salakia. He said he feels very primal, when he's eating raw meat. He feels like his earliest ancestors when he's eating raw meat. He actually feels like a beast. He said he wanted to howl like a beast. He said he had a urge to do like a wolf, a wolf howl. And this is what Esau is, man. He's a beast. His desires is insatiable. He has no moral compass of right and wrong according to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. He is set up to deceive. He is the wicked, the deceiver, the devil. The same devil in Revelation 2 and 10 that shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. And we shall endure tribulation 10 days, and must be faithful unto death, and receive a crown of life. It's Genesis 25 and 28 now. It says, so it said Esau was a cunning hunter. You see that to this day. Nobody hunts more than a so-called white man. A man of the field, they go live off grid. You see them making these Bushwick videos online. They can build crafts and all of those things. But it says, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. And Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. Right? Because our people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Seminole, Native American Indians, we just like to chill. But really that word plain is actually going into upright and righteous. When you look it up in the Hebrew, it means upright, righteous, whole, complete. Verse 28, Isaac loved Esau. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. And the venison is deer meat. So verse 29, and Jacob sighed pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. So Jacob was boiling some pottage, and Esau came from the field. It says he was faint because he didn't catch anything. He didn't get no venison that day. Okay? And he was tired. Maybe he did get venison. Maybe he just wanted to eat. Esau do dumb shit. But this is Hebrews, just to prove that there was actually meat in the pottage. There was undercooked meat in the pottage. Hebrews 12 and 16. lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. You see? For one morsel of meat. You see? So there was meat in the pottage. For ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected. You see that? The descendants of Esau are rejected. Okay? Our people love to ask, well, what about the white man? What about the white? The white man is rejected. Okay? If he's not an Israelite, he could be white and be an Israelite, and he isn't rejected. But if he's white and he's an Edomite, he's rejected. Hebrews 12. And how do you know the difference? By the Spirit. That's how you know the difference, by the Spirit. So you have to have your senses exercised in this truth. Hebrews 12 and 17, it says, for ye know that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. Genesis 25 and 29 again. And Jacob sighed pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Yaakov, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. You see? So this all Esau even, you see, it's a lot for that. Esau is so tormented by the fact that he's an Edomite. Even the fact that the Lord calls him Edom, you know, is an insult, man, because that goes back to him wanting that red meat that he literally sold the birthright for, man. You know? So that's a terrible name. Scripture speak about a good name is better than precious ointment. They got a terrible name. And this is why they everybody else but Esau. They the Egyptians. Which at one time they did sit on thrones in Egypt. You know, but nobody else but them. You know. They're the Romans, they're the Greeks. You know, all those people were Japhetic. You know, they weren't Edomites. He pushed those people out and took their heritage. Now he's the Native Americans. He's $5 Indians. This man's crazy. And now he's Israel. He's the Israelites. You know, but the Lord is now exposing him, and the truth is coming out that he's actually an Edomite. He's the red. He's an Edomite, and he sold his birthright for undercooked meat. It says, therefore was his name called Edom, which in the Hebrew is Ahdawam, which means red. 31, and Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die, and what shall this birthright do to me? And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he swore to him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob, man, for one piece morsel of meat, red meat, man. What's wrong with you, dude? It was all through the Spirit. Verse 34. Then Jacob gave Aishah bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. See? Despised his birthright. So when you look at this guy and his addiction to raw meat, this is a primal, okay, a primitive example. Okay, a primary example. He said he feels very primal.
It's down your throat. You don't really have to chew it up that much.
Look at him, man. And then I guess if you watch the episode, the doctors was telling him, man, you got to slow down. You know, you're going to freaking die. And if you did, like the Big Bro Tomiyaya said, if this guy was a Israelite, he would have been dropped dead. You know, but these people, the punishments of Yahweh Shemir Awashai are not upon them for breaking the law, statutes, and commandments. Let's get that. This is Amos 3:1. It says, hear this word that the Lord Yahweh have spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities. Right? So just like, you know, when the street lights came on, you know, You had to get home because you knew that your parents was gonna be on your ass. Not the other kids on the street, but they was gonna be on your ass. Cause you're their children. So that's how the Heavenly Father looks at it. He only knows the family of Israel, and therefore he punishes the nation of Israel for their iniquities. And just to back that one up, if that ain't good enough for you, this is Psalms 147 in verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. So the statutes, which is the laws, and the judgments, which is the judgments concerning breaking the laws, okay, he gave that to Israel. Verse 20, he hath not dealt so with any nation. You see? And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. You see? So the Lord's not punishing these Edomites, because if this was the Israelite, man, he would have been dropped dead, man. Okay, the scriptures speak about you shouldn't eat nothing with the blood, for the life is in the blood, man. This guy's eating fucking raw meat, man. You know? Man, it said that the rod of the Lord is not upon them in Psalm 73, man. Let me get that. This is Psalm 73. And verse 3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. You see? This guy can sit up here and eat. Not that he prospering by doing this. This is dumb as hell. I have no idea. I mean, he's an Edomite. That's the only idea I got. But you know, this is going into how our people, they're envious of the so-called white man and these other nations, man, because they're doing much better than us in this society. But that's because they had us in slavery. That's a direct effect of that, man. And you people refuse to acknowledge it. But that's all right, because the Lord is about to reverse. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. That's the good news. And you got to have faith to believe it. And faith is a gift. So pray for it from the Lord. It's Psalm 73 and 4. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Right, what's a plague? Let's go to the etymology of plague. It says affliction, calamity, evil, scourge, severe trouble, vexation. It says early 15th century, malignant disease. You see? Disease. So neither are they diseased like other men. Neither are they diseased like other men. This is crazy, man. That's it. Lord, will edify and giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Rakha Kodash. And shout out to the brother Kodash for sending me this video, which I seen in my timeline, but Water for sending it. Lord, will edifying, double honors to the apostle, elders, great millstone, Kwame Asherala, Shalom, Bible Bar.